And our Constitution puts them on a level equal with ourselves. Do you understand this? Does anyone in America care anymore? That means that we cannot hope to preserve our liberty. We cannot hope, in fact, to realize the purposes and intentions even of this frame of government under which we live, if we pretend that we simply have the prerogative selfishly to serve ourselves at the expense of those who are not yet born. And it means, above all, that there is no way on God's green earth that anyone can make us understand how it is compatible with securing the blessings of liberty to the posterity who lie sleeping and unborn in the womb, when we snuff out their lives and disrespect their humanity. It is not possible. We violate our principles, those principles by which we ourselves lay claim to our rights, and we violate the culminating purposes and aspirations of our Constitution itself. And in the doing of these things, we destroy the integrity of our national soul, of our institutions, of our way of life. Why does it surprise us when we see the consequences of that? I mean, I know there are folks who like to look at the mess we've been through in the last couple of years and pretend that it's one person's fault. And as you all know, I haven't been averse to putting the blame on his head when I got the opportunity. But I always tell people that we shouldn't kid ourselves. This whole business hasn't just been a reflection on this individual or that. It's been a reflection on all of us. It is the result not of one man's weakness, but of the destruction we have wrought on the conscience of this entire people. And until we are willing to confront that truthfully and to turn around our conscience and restore our allegiance to our moral and constitutional principles, the shadow of this crisis will not pass. And for all our prosperity and all the peace in this and that, we will have to live with the gnawing sense that we hurtle over the brink of our destruction. And I hate to say it because I don't want to sound too much like a Jeremiah, but it will come. I have the deep sense that we are here in this era in kind of a calm before the next storm. I could outline to you chapter and verse what I believe that storm will consist in, and I know what one of its instruments will be: Chinese power. We will likely face the most serious threat to our existence that we have ever faced, from an adversary that wants nothing from us but our destruction. These are the hardest to face. See, the Russians wanted our approval. They wanted to be part of the West and all of this. They did great violence to Russian culture through their history in order to achieve it. The Chinese don't. Chinese don't want our approval. They approve of themselves. They still look upon most people in the world, I deeply believe, from a cultural sense, as if they're Johnny-come-lately, we barbarians. And they may be a little down in the material sense, but we're quickly helping them to remedy that. And once that remedy is administered, I think we're going to face some serious dangers. There will be a call for courage and fortitude and patience and discipline and wisdom. There will have to be a willingness to understand that material sacrifice can be needed in order to sustain moral goods. These are all things which as a people we have displayed in the course of our history. And at great crises of our internal moral heart, like the Civil War, or our external security and challenges to justice in the world, we have found in the ordinary breasts of ordinary Americans an extraordinary ability to rise to the occasion. Courage that once was the proud boast only of knights and aristocrats we found in plowboys we had plucked from their peaceful ways, and clerks we had taken from the stores, and laborers we had taken from the fields and the mines. We proved that there is no blessing of birth that is essential to human nobility, but that God has given a little bit of it to each and every one of us, if we are willing, through all our fears, to rely upon His will. That has been the fruit of the moral heritage we are now destroying. And when the next test comes, if we do not have that heart, if we do not have that faith, if we have thrown away that heritage, then believe me, we will fail. And in that failure, we will cease to be what we have been in the 20th century, a light against the darkness, encroaching upon mankind's hope once and twice and thrice in this century. It will encroach again, as it has in every age and every generation. What will become of humankind when we are no longer the light against that shadow, but maybe even the body casting it? This is the choice before us. And as you consider the issues with fetal tissue and abortion, I hope you'll keep this in mind. For this is a faithful struggle about many things. It is about whether we still have hearts that hear the cries of the voiceless, the little ones that you cannot hear with your ears because they only come in your conscience and your willingness to hear the small wee voice that God can sound inside your head. But it's also a fight for all those intangible truths and all those sources of spiritual strength that have made this nation possible, that have given us some hope of greatness. We are about to lose it all if we do not reawaken in ourselves our allegiance to the truths that have made us free. This is what is at stake. I think it is important. I think it is a great responsibility for this generation. I think we are up to the test. But only if we are willing to reassert in ourselves and in our choices and in our lives that one truth which still remains the source of all the others. There is a God, and it is by His will that we can claim all hope, all justice, all liberty. If as a nation we are willing once again to go down on our knees before our Creator's will, then we shall rise up as we always have, in liberty and decency. Let us pray it will be so. God bless you.